first in more than 40 years as well. Democrats, though, have previously insisted that defense and non-defense spending move in the same direction. House Democratic leadership saying the partisan House Republican funding bill recklessly cuts health care, nutritional assistance, and $23 billion in veterans benefits. Equally troublesome, the legislation does nothing to protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, while exposing the American people to further pain throughout this fiscal year. We are voting no.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. The bill could also be derailed by Republicans looking for more spending cuts. The vote could come as soon as Tuesday. The Vatican saying Pope Francis had a peaceful night, showing slight improvement in his recovery from double pneumonia. He's still, though, unable to read Sunday prayers and does need ventilation support. The 88-year-old has been hospitalized since February 14th. Massive clouds of smoke covering parts of New York's Long Island as wind-fueled wildfires prompted a state of emergency there yesterday. Fox meteorologist Rick Reichmuth.
Out on Long Island, really windy yesterday afternoon, and that caused those fires to burn really quickly. It's also been generally pretty dry across parts of the Northeast. Most of those fires, things looking in better conditions, and winds are going to settle down a lot today.
At least 80% of the fires now contained, officials say, after they grew to more than 2 miles long and 2.5 miles wide. America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we are going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What you may expect, 43 degrees and mostly sunny here on Monument Circle. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 11:03. You may expect pleasant weather throughout this week with lots of sunshine and warmer temperatures. That includes temps in the 60s Monday, and it may even get warmer later in the week.
By, Thursday, 74, and Friday, 77. So definitely nice outdoor weather coming up.
Michael Koch with the National Weather Service says expect that all to turn down next weekend with high wind gusts of around 45 miles an hour Friday night into Saturday. A person was stabbed and killed on Indy's northeast side late Saturday. Officers arrived on Shady View Drive near Shadeland Avenue after 10:30, and after Indy EMS arrived at the scene, authorities say the person, who they say might be a man, died. Closing out the regular season with a win meant a great deal for the Indiana Hoosier men's basketball coach Mike Woodson. John Herrick reports.
His Hoosiers beat the Ohio State Buckeyes on Saturday to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive. Woodson announced earlier this season that he would be stepping down at the end of the year, but he said Saturday was all about the guys who have gotten them here.
Seniors that didn't want to lose, and I wrote them. I've been writing them, and I wasn't going to take them out at the end. I mean, if you lose, you want to lose with your seniors on the floor.
Now he says all of his attention is on helping his team win the Big Ten tournament coming up this week in Indianapolis. Reporting from Assembly Hall in Bloomington, John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
WIBC News Time 11:04. Here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clear skies expected for today. High temperatures getting into the upper 50s, a few areas to 60 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear skies remain, low temperatures in the mid-30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
We love playing high school sports because we get to compete and have fun with our friends.
We've also learned skills we'll need for the rest of our lives. I'm Sawyer Tittman from Fort Wayne Snyder High School.
And I'm Pierce Darrington from Floyd Central High School. It takes discipline and commitment to put in the work every practice.
It takes focus and determination to make the right play when the game is on the line.
It takes resilience and humility to find ways to improve after a tough loss.
What better way to learn these life skills than by playing high school sports?
where we have coaches who mentor us, teammates who become our best friends, memories we'll never forget.
And important life lessons ingrained in us forever.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character for life. This is what education-based athletics are all about. This is your IHSAA.
Here we go, everybody. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the first day of the WIBC Sunday Magazine Show. I'm Terri Stacy. It's March 9th.
I'm Denny Paul. It's still March 9th.
I'm Kylan Talley, and it is 11:06, not what time would it be? 10:06?
Be 10:06.
Be 10:06.
Man, I'm so discombobulated.
I'm too. This is why Denny's the only one that's really on top of it.
I'd agree with that.
Kylan's not feeling well. Denny gave her a cough drop that she's bound to
You
keep in her
should
mouth.
have seen the face she gave me.
She's not feeling great.
I don't know what he gave me.
Well, it wasn't castor oil, but your throat feels better, doesn't it?
So far, I'm not coughing.
Yeah, so
she's not coughing,
and I'm not in a coffin.
But
so
she's not 100%. I'm not 100%.
She's definitely in a sympathetic state. That's for sure. But it is the first day on daylight saving time, and the sun came up a little bit later, according to our watches.
Right.
And then we'll have a lot of sunshine after we normally would have darkness.
That's right.
Tonight. It's all screwed up.
So anyway, it is 11:07. Change your clocks if you haven't already. I had to do it just only on one place. Well, a couple places I had to do it.
Yes, even in the car.
Yep, you got to change your car clock.
Oh, it might not be changing in the fall, so you might as well change it right now.
Yep.
I went downstairs to change the clock on my desk in the basement. It was still on the old time. I didn't have to change it, so I hadn't fallen back in the fall. So.
Man, well, I have one of those too in the bathroom. I just let it stay. Yeah. Until we change again. Today is, by the way, don't forget, this is also the day to check your smoke detector batteries, right?
Oh,
that's when we do it. We do it when we change the clocks.
I just switched mine.
At a girl?
It was beeping at me,
I'm so proud
I
of
guess
you.
I had to.
You weren't being responsible. You're getting rid of the noise.
Yeah. How about this story, guys, about the Indiana guy, or from Indiana? The guy that traveled, going over to the White House on a reported to be a suicidal individual traveling to D.C. from Indiana. He got to Washington, D.C. They were ready for him, I guess, or they were looking for him. Around midnight, the Secret Service found the guy parked, or girl, I don't know who it is, individual parked in that vehicle. And they saw the person that was matching that description. So they talked to him. They approached. The individual brandished a firearm. Armed confrontation ensued. Shots were fired by the personnel. And the suspect was transported to an area hospital, and his condition unknown.
I'm assuming it's mental illness, and mental illness does not know any boundaries, not states, not boundaries, north, south, east, or west.
The person was on a mission.
So it'll be interesting to see how this.
Yeah. So we started the morning with that news. We do know that it is Severe Weather Preparedness Week. We've got 70s coming our way, folks.
Wait a minute. Coming. That's good. That's a good thing. That's not severe weather.
No, but it is Severe Weather Preparedness Week. So we'll have a tornado drill coming up sometime this week. Usually Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Don't have that confirmed. Don't know. We're also going to talk about, and I think this is interesting. It's about COVID. I know we don't like talking about COVID, but it is still around. And we're coming up on the 5th anniversary.
It's
5 years ago.
5 years.
5 years ago. Do you think it went fast or slow?
Time is a concept.
I don't know.
All of the above.
The first couple of years were excruciatingly slow. I think that the fact that we're still talking about it is what's crazy. I think I don't think they could pull off all the vaccinations and masks, and I don't think they could.
I don't think they could either.
I don't think they ever.
If we get
will
another
again.
pandemic, I don't know what. No, I don't know that we'll go that route again ever. Yeah. But it is interesting because I recently read an opinion piece titled 5 years later and kids are still not all right.
I'd agree with that.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Here's my question though. How long will we continue to say, oh, it's because of COVID? Well, we're going to get a 5-year checkup of how the kids are doing with Dr. Katie Jenner. She leads the Indiana Department of Education, and we will talk to her next on 93 WIBC.
Indianapolis roads, a total disaster. Some of the worst potholes in America. Am I right?
A car on Keystone Avenue just fell into one the size of a swimming pool.
Disgraceful. These roads should be great again. But right now, they look like the surface of the moon.
Suspension repair shops are making a fortune.
Rigged system. But Matt Bear, he's the guy to trust. Tremendous at avoiding these disasters. Just tremendous.
Matt Bear, making your commute great again. Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIPC.
When you're running a small business, every dollar counts. And there's lots of ways you could try saving money. Like, say, subletting half your office to an exotic pet shop. Or downsizing your fleet of catering trucks to a fleet of catering scooters. Or you could try a smarter way to save. Switch to Comcast Business Mobile. It could save you up to 70% on business wireless compared to AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. And save you the hassle of having a parrot as your desk mate. So don't compromise your business to save money. Keep it growing with Comcast Business Mobile. An incredible value and smarter way to save. Comcast Business Mobile, powering smarter savings, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Compares weighted average of providers based on optimized pricing. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduced speeds after data usage included with plan. Savings may vary.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
When plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing crew knows how to put water in its place. We do it all, from the kitchen sink to delicate repairs in historic homes. And we'll always give you honest advice at a fair price. So if you're worried about the cost of plumbing repairs, call today for a free second opinion on a competitor's estimate.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Hey guys, let's talk about feeling your best. If you don't feel that same energy, strength, you're moody, or it seems you've lost your drive with your partner, it could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. Getting tested is fast and easy. They're not all the same. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Learn about personalized therapy at a Low T Center near you. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hello, and good morning to you. It's Terri Stacy, 1113. I want to talk to you about your deck. How is your deck? We spend so much time out there that it really is a part of our daily lives. Mostly, obviously, from about now until November-ish, but we get some good use out of it. Our deck really needed help, and Premier Deck Coating truly has changed our life when it comes to saving us time and saving us money preparing and protecting our deck year after year. That coating is the ultimate deck protection. It's a sister company of Rhino Shield. They're locally owned, and we have really noticed a difference since we've been having it, since it's been on our deck. No more stains now that we have Premier Deck Coating. Completely transform our deck with that product. It's backed by a 10-year warranty and virtually any color that you want. They really do sand the surfaces and repair the damaged boards and then apply that coating, and that repels mold and moisture, and it resists scratches, and it keeps your deck looking great for years to come. Here's what you do. You can get a free quote. Why don't you give them a call? Check them out. Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection, premierdeckcoating.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Bands are us. When dreams come in, bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
Bands are us. When dreams come in, bands are us.
Easy Cater is the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. With easy online ordering, search filters for budget, dietary needs, and more. Save your favorite restaurants and favorite orders for easy reordering. Save time with group ordering. You send a link, your team orders what they want. Plus, EasyCater makes expense reporting a snap with all your receipts in one place. EasyCater, more than just a way to order catering for work, it's your business tool for food. Order now at easycater.com.
But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with.
March 11th will mark 5 years since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic. And I just read an opinion piece titled 5 Years Later and Kids Are Still Not All Right. So joining us now is Dr. Katie Jenner, who leads the Indiana Department of Education and chairs the State Board of Education. Thank you so much for taking some time for us, Dr. Jenner. How are you?
I'm very well, Terry, and thank you for highlighting such an important topic. It's great to be on.
Well, how are students that were affected 5 years ago doing now? Do we have a way to track those kinds of statistics?
Yeah, we study the student level data constantly. And, the one thing that I would flag is a lot of times people, including Americans and abroad, talk about the COVID impact. And, that certainly exacerbated some of the challenges. In Indiana, and we saw this really across our country to some extent, but in Indiana, our literacy scores, as an example, they have been declining for about a decade. And we, of course, educators, our school leaders, parents and families, community leaders, we acknowledge that, and so we needed to overcome some sliding even prior to how COVID exacerbated that. And looking at the data today, there are a number of ways that we study it. So locally, there is data that our schools use, and so parents and families who are listening, you should absolutely reach out to the school, the teacher, to understand where your child is and how they're performing. For the state, we look at different assessments like iRead, which shows how our students are reading by the end of third grade, which is a pivotal time for a child to be reading. Also, iLearn, which looks at English language arts and math. And then nationally, there's an assessment that just recently the results came out, and that's called NAEP, N-A-E-P, also known as the Nation's Report Card. So just I'll give you a high level, Terry, on how Indiana looks today compared to 5 years ago. Starting with NAEP, looking at the national data, Indiana did jump to number 6 in the nation for reading, so top 6 in the nation. So we're seeing our country's scores in reading, unfortunately, and it's tragic, they're still going down. Indiana is going up in 4th and 8th grade. We're seeing similar data on iRead. We're moving the needle in the right direction, going back up. I think a lot of the discussion that we have amongst school leaders and teachers and parents and families is the urgency, right? I mean, we're moving as quickly as we can, and we must continue that pace, but it's going to take all of us working together. When we look at the math data, what we're seeing is, if you look at the baseline of 2021, we're seeing our state data, our iLearn data is showing increases across all grade levels in math, many of our student population groups as well. The NAEP data, however, we are ranked number 9 in the nation for 4th grade math, and number 13th in the nation for 8th grade math. And so what you're hearing a lot about in Indiana is, for several years we've been highly focused on reading, We're moving the needle in a positive direction there. And a lot of the emphasis and discussion is now on, what else can we do to support our teachers, parents, and families, and ultimately our students in the area of mathematics and STEM. So that conversation is active. So that's just a very, very high-level look of where we are data-wise, Terry.
Mental health is certainly a topic that we pay close attention to today. Can you relate it back to COVID when we talk about our students and their mental health?
One of the biggest things that I would flag, and I'm a mom of teenage daughters, so I'm going to say this, and I know as a parent how tough this is as well. When we look at, how our students are doing in terms of their mental health or anxiety, what have you, one of the big impacts we're seeing is cell phones. And that's why I humbly say, for all the parents listening, I get that it's tough to tell your teenager constantly, right? Put up your phone, get off social media. But that is probably one of the biggest areas that we must overcome. The General Assembly last year passed a bill to remove cell phones from all Indiana schools during learning time, unless it's for educational use. We were one of the first states in the nation to do that. I think some schools are considering, how might we look at that bell to bell? So from 7:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon, bell to bell. But that cell phone use, the social media, the constantly being glued to a screen, that is most certainly on my radar. And I know many educators, parents, and families out there as well. And even more so than some of the pandemic impacts, I think broadly we need to have a significant conversation about how some of the technology and screen time, and specifically social media, is impacting some of the mental health.
From everything that you have learned, what do you think that you would do or we would do differently next time, God forbid, there is another pandemic?
I think, a number of conversations happen about that specific question. And I'm sure your listeners would all have thoughts as well. One big thing I would flag is we need to do everything we can to keep kids in person when we can. That is a big one. And whether it's for to keep the student learning going, whether it's to ensure the students have social interaction, whether for some of our students, Terry, it's a wellness check for the child. That is a big one. It's a warm meal for the child as well, breakfast and lunch. So that is a big reflection. How might we do everything we can to keep students maximize that in-person time? But gosh, Terry, I hope that it's a long time before we see something like that again.
March 11th marks 5 years since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic, and we've been talking to Indiana Secretary of Education, Dr. Katie Jenner, to let us know how Indiana students are doing as we continue from time to time still blaming COVID for all kinds of different challenges kids and adults still have today. How long can we continue to do that?
I think we have to get beyond blaming COVID, right? This is our reality today. So let's put that in the past. Let's acknowledge here's where we are today, and we've got to move forward from here. So in terms of reading, the needle is moving in the right direction. We have to keep our foot on that gas pedal. And that takes parents and families reading to their children at home or having them read, make sure they're sounding out the words. Our schools and teachers, we'll continue to lean into best practice research to make sure we're doing everything we can. So in reading, I'd say we're definitely going in the right direction. Math and STEM, I think that right now has been hitting hard, but we're about to really throw some gas on that fire, hopefully to increase more access for students across the state for various STEM opportunities, to also make sure our mathematics teaching and learning is the best it can be. The cell phone issue, that's real. I don't know that as a country we're doing well with that yet. Teenagers are still, it's not even teenagers, it's elementary kids still have their heads buried in in that phone. That is okay from time to time, but can't be the number of hours that we're seeing kids being on the phone right now. So we have work to do there. In the high school space, Terry, which is something we didn't talk about, Indiana is leading the nation on how we're thinking about how to make the 4 years of high school as valuable as possible for kids. And gosh, I mean, we have communities across our state that are working with their local high school, working directly with higher education and the workforce to just ensure we have more seamless pathways for kids. A little fun fact, Terry, that not many Hoosiers know, Indiana is number one in the nation for students leaving high school with college credit. 54% of our students leave with college credit, and that is truly because of our K-12 and university system working together. The average student leaves with 13.5 credits, and a short-term credential from, say, like Ivy Tech is between 15 and 18 credits. And if a student can complete that credential, then it could allow them to go straight into that career or straight into that university with a stackable set of credits that, of course, saves them time and money. So a lot of good stuff happening, but we have to keep our foot certainly on the gas pedal, and we need all hands in to keep pushing to just really make it the best we can for Indiana students.
Secretary of Education, Dr. Katie Jenner, thank you so much for giving us your time today. We really appreciate all the information and the updates as we get a 5-year checkup.
Thank you, Terry. Great to be on, and let's keep at it.
It is 11:27. We've got 46 degrees and sunny skies in downtown Indianapolis. Denny, I'll start with you, and then, I'll start with Kylan, because Kylan, where were you when they said the World Health
World shut down? I was actually here at WIBC. It was before I even worked here. I started working here it was after COVID, so like 21, I think.
Okay.
So I was here just shadowing Ashley Fowler. She
in the
was
newsroom
here forever ago. Yeah, just in digital. So I was just sitting there shadowing, and we did a little first time meeting. We made fun of all of the COVID news things, and we did a little elbow bump. And you remember the elbow bumps?
I do.
Yep. So we did the little elbow bump, and we were just sitting there, and I was shadowing her. And then all of a sudden, Kurt Darling's head pops up above the cubicle. March Madness just got canceled. John Herrick pops up. Indy 500 just got canceled. And all of them, bam, 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 everything.
Yeah, everything
going
all
out
at once that word got out. Denny, where were you?
I had turned in my notice to my company 5 days earlier, and I was in the office. And then we all went remote, and I thought, what the hell? I started off in this business in the office, so I just went into the office. There was nobody there. And when my 1 month notice was up, I turned off the lights, locked the door, and slid my pass underneath the door. That was it.
5 years ago. 5 years ago, March 11th. We are grateful that you're here with us today. It is 11:28. We're going to get you some news coming up. 93 WIBC.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo.
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
If this is the year to build your custom dream home, I highly recommend talking to the folks at Joyner Homes, Joyner Homes. They have been building beautiful, truly custom-built homes over 18 years here in central Indiana. Hundreds of people. In fact, check out the Google reviews and see about Joyner Homes, and you'll see there's plenty of good things about what they do. They can make that dream come true for you because they can do it on your own lot. If you want, they can build your home, or they can really anywhere that you can bring a builder. But that allows you to build a home in the place that you've always envisioned. They've got a dedicated in-house in-house team of experts. Love them. They're including architectural and design specialists. They guide you every step of the way. Very personalized and flexible people. And I think you're going to like them as a whole. Joyner Homes also provides that clear and upfront pricing that you need and floor plans that inspire you. So why don't you do this? Give them a call, talk about your vision, learn more about their building process, and you can start by going to joynerhomes.com. That's JOYNER homes.com.
Spring in Indy, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
Visit Rhino Shield's booth at the Flower and Patio Show and learn about their 25-year transferable warranty protection. Plus, receive a free prize.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Greetings from our agency, your Indiana Health Insurance Pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for making us national sales leaders once again for 2024. Crazy sign-up periods are at last over. If you were told the ACA and you know it's still Obamacare was your only option, that's just not true. If you were told since you've signed up already, you must keep your ACA program for a year, that's not true either. If you do not have serious health problems, and God forbid make a living wage, the ACA is your worst option, and it can be canceled at any time. We feature coverages guaranteed age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. Self-employed, early retiree, or ACA victim, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. That's 317-563-0868 or rragency.org. As always, God bless America. Peace through strength and common sense government.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
Fox News, I'm Jack Callahan. Iran rejects President Trump's invitation to negotiate a nuclear deal, saying no talks until sanctions are lifted. The president telling Fox's Maria Bartiromo there is an or else to his negotiation offer.
I hope that Iran, and I've written him a letter saying I hope you're going to negotiate, because if we have to go in militarily, it's going to be a terrible thing for them.
The White House National Security spokesperson says, we hope Iran puts its people and best interests ahead of terrorism. The House will vote on a bill next week that would avert a partial government shutdown on Friday night. President Trump wants it passed, posting on social media.
Great things are coming for America, and I'm asking you all to give us a few months to get through to September so we can continue to put the country's financial house in order.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. The Secret Service shot an armed man near the White House early today. He's critical. America is listening to Fox News.
Wake up! Wake up!
Boy, that's no kidding. It's going to be a
We're all
hard
feeling
couple of
it.
days here.
Oh, it really is so weird. I don't know if it's if it's just something in my brain, it's psychological, but I feel droopy. We all do. Jennifer Finetti is going to join us here in a second. It's 11:34. There's a new survey by Scholarship Owl revealing that Gen Z students are leveraging AI tools to develop their college admissions and scholarship essays. Are we okay with that?
Oh, you got to be so careful with that.
Got to be so careful. And we've got with us now the Director of Outreach and Advocacy at Scholarship Owl, Jennifer Finetti. Jennifer, thanks so much for joining us. And before we talk about the survey, what is Scholarship Owl?
Scholarship Owl is basically a marketplace of scholarships that matches
students to scholarships that they're going to be really interested in and have a better chance of earning. We offer more scholarships to more students than any other scholarship platform. So it's a great place to be if you need money for college. And of course, most students do need money for college.
What makes Gen Z different from other generations?
You know, they always talk about how Gen Z is that digital native generation,
Right.
and I think that's really true. So much information has been out there and has been available to them at their fingertips. I think also, you know, Gen Z students tend to sort of put themselves out there, right? They're the selfie generation. They're sharing photos, they're sharing videos, they're sharing their life online. But then you get this other side where sometimes there's some exhaustion with that, and these students also tend to be somewhat private. So it's really quite a range, and I really love my job. I love working with students across this whole spectrum.
And they're also growing up with AI. So tell us about your recent survey, which reveals Gen Z's use of AI in college admissions and scholarship essays.
So, you know, Scholarship Owl surveyed over 8,500 students that use our platform to learn more about high school and college students are using AI. And of course, as expected, we found that the overwhelming majority of respondents have already been using AI tools and platforms to assist them with schoolwork in some way, with about half using AI for note-taking and for answer search, and just over a quarter said they've used AI for essay writing assignments in school, and 65% said that they have already used AI tools to help them write essays for scholarships and college applications. And of course, use of AI tools is likely to increase, not decrease. But the good news is that the vast majority of students that we surveyed know that they can't solely rely on AI. And in fact, in our survey, 96% of students who have used AI to help them write essays for scholarships and college admissions do edit those essays before submitting them. And that's really the key, because college admissions and scholarships are competitive. So students need to make sure that their essays really reflect who they are, what they've experienced, what they've achieved, and what they're passionate about.
So it's not cheating, which is what I initially thought because I'm old. But because it sounds like what you're saying is students are allowed to do this, are allowed to use AI.
Well, it's not so much that you're allowed to do it. It's just that students are doing it, right? So you have to think about it from, you know, a college's perspective or a scholarship provider's perspective. Would they love it if all of the applicants didn't use AI, if they used, you know, just their own ingenuity to write their essays? Sure, they would. But the reality is that students are not necessarily doing that. The other thing, and this is something I've thought about quite a bit myself, is that we need to put this into perspective, that to a certain extent, the existence of AI tools are an equalizer, because students who are from more affluent families have always had a leg up over students who don't have the benefits that affluence can bring. Students who come from affluent families, let me say that again, students who come from affluent families have access to tutors, SAT and ACT prep classes, a personal college coach that can cost thousands of dollars just to help them select colleges to apply to and to help them write and edit their admission and scholarship essays. But because AI tools exist, now students from middle class and low income backgrounds do have some support. They can use AI tools to help them find colleges that are a good fit for them, both academically and financially. They have access to lower cost online tools for test prep and homework help. And they can use the Scholarship Owl platform, which is an AI platform, to help them find scholarships they're well matched for and that they have a better chance of winning. So while there are certainly some risks and concerns about students relying on AI, it's important to remember that the benefits of AI. It can help explain complex information in a way that's more digestible. It can make our lives easier. It can ensure that whoever you are and wherever you come from, that you have greater access to information and support. And this is really a further extension of the benefits we've all taken advantage of already through the advent of the web and equitable access to high-speed internet. So I look at this as more of an extension of all the technology that we've all taken advantage of already.
Is there even a way for colleges and universities to detect AI was used?
There is some software out there that some colleges or scholarship providers might be employing that assists in detecting AI. But the thing is that AI-generated essays or, you know, essays that were assisted by AI, sometimes they're so good that you really can't tell.
Yeah.
You know, and so sometimes, people reading it will try to determine if this was, supported by AI, or they'll use software that helps detect that. But as AI becomes better and better and better, it's going to be harder and harder for people to really detect that. And, this is certainly a concern of administrators, of teachers, and they're already making adjustments in the classroom. Many times teachers are adjusting some of their assignments to have more work completed in class rather than at home. And, and again, some schools and colleges have implemented certain tools that can help detect AI-assisted responses.
Jennifer Finetti is with us, Director of Outreach and Advocacy at Scholarship Owl. I know you've got some tips for students to make sure that they're using AI as a tool rather than relying on it too heavily.
Sure, absolutely. So the most important thing that students need to know is that AI is a tool, it's not a solution. There are aspects of AI that are really exciting. So, for example, when facing a writing project, AI can help you come up with an outline or help you think of a great intro sentence. It can also smooth out your writing, so it's no surprise that students want to use it. At Scholarship Owl, the product decisions we make are evidence-based. And one of the things we knew was that students were choosing not to apply to essay scholarships simply because they were concerned about the amount of time and effort that writing an essay would take. And given that students were already using AI tools to help them with their essay writing, we felt it was time to create our own AI essay assistant within our platform to help encourage students to apply to essay scholarships and to make the process easier. So for students who might not have applied to any essay scholarships at all, now they're going to be more likely to do so because of our AI essay assistant. We gives them a boost by helping them get started. And unlike external AI tools, our AI essay assistant already knows the essay prompt and can incorporate details about the student into the essay draft. So it's fully integrated into our platform and can really encourage students to apply for essay scholarships. But to be clear, students must edit the essay before they submit their application to scholarships on our platform. Our system does not allow them to submit any AI-assisted essay unless they've edited it.
Are there any potential risks students should be aware of when using AI for their applications?
Sure. Because AI is so prevalent now, colleges and scholarship providers do already know and expect that some of the essays accompanying applications will have been developed with the assistance of an AI tool. So because of that, reviewers tend to be more sensitive when reviewing application essays. And again, they may also be using software that detects AI usage. And so students really do need to understand this and know that heavily relying on AI is not the way to go. They should use AI as a supportive assistant if they're going to use it, not as the actual writer of their essays.
Jennifer Finetti, thank you so much for all the good information. Jennifer is the Director of Outreach and Advocacy at Scholarship Owl, scholarshipowl.com.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is 11:43. Coming up is Denny's Dollars and Cents. Everybody stay put. Don't go out. Don't get out of the car because it's coming up. And what is it, Denny?
Back to Basics Week 2.
Oh. Okay, well, if you need to go to the grocery store.
Don't show too much enthusiasm.
This is good. You need this
that's
right
what you
now.
guys asked me for. Back to Basics, B2B.
That wouldn't have kept me in the car.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my God. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're all a little punchy. It's strange. But that's next on 93 WIBC.
Life moves fast. Another new directive from Donald Trump.
President Trump will not be deterred to make our federal government more efficient.
So does the news.
We expect those meetings to take place very soon.
Decisions made today
Kash Patel is confirmed as the next director of the FBI.
could impact you tomorrow.
Accountability and transparency.
What's next?
You never know what's going to happen.
Need to know what happened.
We're already tracking it. Stay in the know while you're on the go on 93 WIBC.
Do you have an idea for a book? Fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
My brother never checks on Dad. Or, my sister won't make time to take Mom to the doctor. Are these things you've heard yourself say? This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. I have a caregiving tip for you. Stay tuned.
Cardon & Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Expressing anger or resentment toward unsupportive siblings can cause unmendable rifts in relationships. Don't try to control everyone else. You can only control yourself. The success of your caregiving journey does not rest on others. So enjoy the time with your loved one. This is your special time with them. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Hi, everybody. It's 11:47. Terri Stacy here with you. Premier Deck Coating. You've heard me talk about this now for a while. JMV, too, from our sister station, The Fan. He's got it on his property as well, his property. It's on his deck. It's Premier Deck Coating. This is the ultimate deck protection, and it comes from a great group of people that are a sister company of Rhino Shield. They're locally owned, and David and I had them come out just over a year ago and really take a look at what we had, and they said, here's what we'll do. We're gonna sand all the surfaces, we're gonna repair the damaged boards, and then we're gonna apply our Protect Deck and Railing coating, and that repels mold, and it repels moisture, and it resists scratches, and it keeps the deck looking great for years to come, and it's all backed by a 10-year warranty. Any color, virtually any color that you want. And guess what? Everything they have said to us is absolutely the truth, and I think you're gonna like working with them too. Good people. Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Get a free quote right now at premierdeckcoating.com.
Want to find out what real retirement planning is all about? Tune in to Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
The commander-in-chief doesn't have to watch Matlock with pudding smeared on his face. We've got a commander-in-chief that no longer falls up and down the stairs multiple times. I'm excited for that.
Hammer and Nigel. Afternoons on 93 WIBC.
I want you all to hear what just happened off the air. I was telling Denny how laser focused I had become this morning, like a hawk. And what did you say?
I said you're like a ferret on speed.
Do you have a friend like Denny? Do you?
You're a little jacked up here this morning, Missy.
Because aren't we all? I'm not going to lie to you. Also, during the break, we had a dance party. And we played Footloose, and we danced like nobody was watching.
That was fun, but when you did Cotton Eye Joe, I sat that one out.
There we go. There you go, Denny. This is his favorite song. There he goes.
Get your dancing shoes on.
Oh, I wish
I'm glad
the
cameras are off. Hey, listen, last week,
Denny's Dollars and Cents, by the way. Here we go.
Kylan talked me into getting back to basics, and I know a lot of our listening base, you know, you're in your midlife and maybe not a midlife crisis, but sometimes it's best to go back and say, okay, where did I go wrong? I mean, my finances aren't where I need to be.
Did you ever have a midlife crisis?
I don't think so. I was so busy. I mean, I was running companies
Good.
all over
That's
the United
awesome.
States, and I probably didn't. But the point I'm trying to make is that this may not be for you, what I'm about to share with you, but if you have children, if you have grandchildren, or even if you have parents that you think this would help, sometimes it's sort of nice to go back and see how the jigsaw puzzle's supposed to look when it comes out of the box. And so these are the basics that most of us as financial planners, I'm a CFP practitioner. I'm retired from the business, but I still keep all my certs current because I want to know, where America is as far as money, because until we take care of our own finances, it's pretty impossible for us to expect our our congressmen and congresspeople to fix the United States. So here's the basics. First thing you got to do is you got to track your spending. Now, that sounds sort of crazy, but the exercise is this. You don't use your credit card. If you do use your credit card, it's a little bit harder because you're not emotionally into it. But you go to cash for 2 weeks. So you put your credit cards away, and you put cash money in your purse or in your wallet, and you track everything you buy. Now, there are apps for this. One of the great apps for this is called Mint, M-I-N-T. There's another one called YNAB, Y-N-A-B. And they have very simple ways for us to track everything we buy. The thing is, most people get their paycheck, they put their paycheck in the bank, or they put it onto their card, or they somehow are loading up, and they have no idea where their money goes. So the first thing we got to do is we got to track it. And I say that 2 weeks, you get a book, and you write down everything you buy, every cola, every stick of gum. If you're going to Starbucks, you got to see where all the money's going.
This really does work.
It really does work. It takes 2 weeks, and I tell you what, you're at the maximum level of pistivity about day 4 because I'm tired of doing this. You got to do it 14 days, and from there you can look at what you spent, and you can sort of see where the bad stuff is, and you start putting together a budget. So the first thing is track your spending. Second thing is create the budget. Once you know where your spending is, and you know what your gotta's are. Your gotta's are the needs.
Right.
You gotta have this. The wants are, those are the wants. That might be entertainment, dining out, might be your hobbies, and then your savings. So once you start the budget, you've got to budget money to get ahead, and that's what we're going to call our savings. So you make sure your spending does not exceed your income. You can't do that until you have gone through the track your spending for 2 weeks, and then you create the budget.
And then you start letting people go.
That's if you're in business. But in the family, you can't get rid of the 3-year-old. I mean, you can't say, I'm sorry, I got to lay you off, Louie. No, it doesn't work. But you got to set realistic savings goals because at this point, once you know what the beast is, you've got to start moderating things. You got to start fixing it. So I tell people, just start small. $25 a week. Okay, everybody can save $25 a week. They really and truly can.
Usually in your groceries is where you can save that money, because that's where a lot of my excess spending goes, is to just because I see it and I want it.
I was watching Channel 8 this morning. Channel 8 is our Wish TV is our news partner. And they had something on there about Jane Pauley, because Jane Pauley started at Channel 8 with Mike Ahern. And one of the first things she had to do was go out to the grocery stores. That was her first gig. And but the point is that when you go to the grocery store, Terry's right, you got to put something back, because the most important thing is to change your habits. And your habits are spend money until you're out of money, and then you go on a diet or whatever for 3 or 4 days until you get paid again. No, start small, save $25. Think about short-term goals that you want to save that $25 for. But the real goal is that you want to build an emergency fund. An emergency fund is for those emergencies, so you don't have to go back to mom or dad, or you don't have to, sell the software or go to a pawn shop. The idea is that you have money set aside so that when the transmission goes out of the car, you don't have to go begging for anything because you've already saved for that. All right, so let's go back. We got track your spending. Okay. Create the budget once we know where it all went.
Right, then you let the people go.
You can't let go of any of your kids. Set realistic savings goals. I say $25 a month, and then you build your emergency fund. Ultimately, we want that emergency fund to be 3 to 6 months of your spending needs, so that you go back to your budget. And all this is very sequential. If you want to have more of this, I can put it down for you, and I'll be glad to send it to you. Just drop me an email at denny@wibc.com.
Well, heck, I'm sending him an email
right
really? Now.
Well, now the next one, step 5, is where you start to reduce your debt, because now you're starting to quantify that you have money, you know where the money's going. once you get out of debt, if you have student loans or credit card debt, maybe you want to focus on paying off the high debt first. There are ways to do all that.
Which do you start with? If you had all of those that you just listed, which would you go for first to pay off? Would it be the student debt? Or would you just put a little bit amount towards getting rid of all of them, or would you go for one and let it go?
Okay, it's called a debt snowball. My attitude is I always pay off the littlest ones first, not the highest interest. Everybody says, you're a CFP, shouldn't you pay off the high? No, I want the jazz of knowing that I paid off a debt. It's like going on a diet, and the scale always tells you, you want to lose 10 pounds. Well, you got to lose a half a pound at each time.
Okay.
And so it gives you a jump when you've paid off one. Now, the secret is, of course, is that when you've paid off one, don't take on another one. The whole idea is to reduce this. Now, once you've paid off your debts, you have earned the right to become an investor. And that's when it gets to be fun, because you've got this savings habit. You've been saving $25 a week. You probably boosted that up to $50 a week or $100 a week. And now all of a sudden you've paid off your debt, you've got an emergency fund, and you're starting to accumulate cash. That's when you need to sit down with a professional, not necessarily to have him manage your money, but to learn where and how to do it. And we can give you tricks on diversification. I always say 25% cash, 25% bonds, 25% stocks, and 25% in hard assets of some sort. Finally, the last step is review this regularly. If you're married, it's really critically important that you both are on the same page. If you're not on the same page, it ain't going to last very long. I'm going to tell you that right now, that you have to. I always tell people the most important decision you make is not about whether your spouse is a good kisser or a good lover or anything else. You got to make sure you're on the same page about money.
Truly.
You really and truly
That's where the arguments always come. Whether it's the first year of marriage, the second year of marriage, it doesn't matter. Money is always an argument.
That's right. And I'm sorry, it doesn't cut it sometimes when somebody goes up and runs up a $5,000 bill. So anyway, if you want those, send me an email to denny@wibc.com. It's the 7 basic steps. I'll be glad to share them with any of you or your grandkids or your kids.
Excellent. Hey, thank you, Denny Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate you. It is 11:57.
I dance better than you do.
We're going to be...
Challenge accepted.
Challenge
We're having a dance-off right
now.
now.
No Cotton Eye Joe.
Have got another hour to go. Don't go anywhere. Today's top stories are next on 93 WIBC.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
L.D. Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Life is busy enough without plumbing problems. That's why you need an expert to fix it right the first time. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it. And we'll always give you honest advice at a fair price. That's the L.D. Smith Plumbing Promise. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
L.D. Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Be there for one of the biggest games of the season. Turner pounds it down. See Miles Turner and the Pacers in action against two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks.
In the lane to the corner, Neesmith beat the shot clock, and the crowd tells you the result.
It's an Eastern Conference showdown with potential playoff implications when the Pacers host the Bucks Tuesday at 7. Don't miss out. Get your tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers-Bucks, Tuesday at 7.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Secret Service shoots an armed man near the White House. On Jack Callahan, Fox News, the man reportedly from Indiana was confronted by agents about a block from the White House early this morning. They say he pulled a gun. Agents opened fire. The man hospitalized, now reported to be in critical condition. No Secret Service agents were injured. President Trump not there. He's at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida for the weekend. House Republicans trying to avoid a government shutdown, unveiling a new 99-page stopgap spending bill. Democrats already gearing up to vote against it, as Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
House Republicans are hopeful they can push this bill through on their own. The legislation keeps federal agencies funded through the end of September. It trims the amount of non-defense spending by about $13 billion and boosts defense spending by about $6 billion. The legislation includes the largest pay increase for junior-listed service members in more than 40 years as well, an attempt to appease defense hawks. President Trump is urging Republicans to vote for the bill, saying, in part, I am asking you all to give us a few months to get us through to September so we can continue to put the country's financial house in order. But the bill is a non-starter for Democrats who have insisted that defense and non-defense spending move in the same direction.
As most of the U.S. makes the big switch over to daylight savings time, fire departments across the country are reminding residents it's a good time to make sure your smoke detectors are working. And Chicago Fire Department spokesman Brandon Singleton says families should take a few moments to review their family's fire exit plan.
You want to go with how many exits that you have. You want to know your exits. You also want to have a meeting place, a family meeting place, maybe 2 or 3 houses down the street, just an agreed upon location to where we're going to meet in case we're separated.
He also says now is a good time to check on carbon monoxide detectors if you have them, and if you don't, get them. America is listening to Fox News.
Fox News Audio presents the Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door, exploring the life and crimes of 5 serial predators from across the United States.
It's a very disturbing case.
In never-before-heard interviews and first-hand perspectives.
Described as pure evil. That's a good description.
The Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door. Listen and follow now at foxtruecrime.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Get those W-2s ready. Tax season has arrived. It's the Fox Business Tax Tips. Fox News Radio's Ginny Casola and Hillary Barsky are joined by the hosts of the Fox Business Network to provide you with the latest tips, tricks, and updates on filing your taxes. From deadlines to tax law changes to the latest deductions, we'll cover it all to make sure you keep that hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Listen and follow the Fox Business Tax Tips at foxnewspodcasts.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What could happen then? Sunny and 46 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 12:03. Indiana's warming up throughout the work week, but heading into the weekend, expect not only high wind gusts, but
a lot of rain with that, thunderstorms, possibly some severe storms, especially the further west you go in central Indiana.
Michael Koch with the National Weather Service says expect this to happen in central Indiana, mainly Friday night heading into Saturday. A person was stabbed and killed on Indy's northeast side. It happened late Saturday on Shady View Drive near Shadeland Avenue. Authorities say the person died just after medical help arrived. Give the department a call if you have any info. The Indiana Hoosier men's basketball team closed out their regular season with a win on Saturday, but it was how they did that was extra special for one player. John Herrick reports.
Trey Galloway played in his 139th career game for Indiana, and with his team up just 2 with less than 2 minutes to go, he hit a 3 that brought the crowd at Assembly Hall to its feet. Galloway says it all started with some slight panic over the shot clock.
I thought it might have been a clock malfunction or something. That's why I was trying to get the refs' attention. So we knew we had to go, and then we just kind of called for a high ball screen, and the play kind of broke down, and then trusted my shot, and it went in.
Galloway finished with 16 points and 6 assists. Next up for IU is the Big Ten tournament this week. Reporting from Assembly Hall in Bloomington, John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And you're paying an average $2.87 a gallon of gas today, says AAA. WIBC News Time at 12:04. Here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clear skies expected for today. High temperatures getting into the upper 50s, a few areas to 60 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear skies remain, low temperatures in the mid-30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's not uncommon for us to meet with a new client, and the first thing they say is, "We heard you on the radio."
How can a partnership with WIBC serve your business?
Hi, my name's Richard Michaelis. Our firm's Michaelis Corporation. We're general contractors, and we specialize in insurance restoration.
Brand awareness.
When our business needed to increase our brand awareness, we looked to Radio 1. Throughout the years, we learned their listeners have a large amount of trust when it comes to businesses that are recommended on air. The on-air talent that endorse Michaelis are real customers with real experiences.
Deliver your message to the audience that matters.
Working with Radio 1 has created brand awareness for Michaelis Corporation.
Take your advertising to the next level. Text business to 71007 now.
We've enjoyed our partnership with Radio 1. We look forward to continuing for many years to come.
Get results with WIBC.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to hour number 2 of the first day, the WIBC Sunday Magazine Show. It is March 9th, 2025. Happy Daylight Savings Day. I said savings. Happy Daylight Saving Time Day.
Look at that. 3 lines lit up already. You only get one shot at that, Terry Lynn.
It is a beautiful day. I'm Terri Stacy along with Denny Smith.
Good morning, and don't forget our good buddy Kylan, who's a little bit froggy in his throat, but doing better.
We're here. We're on the up and up. Why is it called daylight saving time instead of savings?
Saving the daylight.
I would like multiple savings. Denny, you know that. As a financial advisor, I would like more savings.
This is coupon clipping. This is talking about daylight saving.
It is. There is an interesting study. We're not going to get to it, I don't think, right away, but I just saw this. And the question is, what does God look like? And for those of you that believe in God, think for a minute what you think God looks like. And a group of psychologists got together and did some research for the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And it's interesting what they came up with, and we'll talk about it in a minute because look who's come in. Look who's here, everybody. It's Matt Bear.
Hello, Terry. Good to
Thanks
talk
for
to you guys today. Thanks for coming along with us. And we are speaking with Natalie Garrett, Communications Director at INDOT-East. INDOT-East is all things interstates, U.S. highways, state roads, and Indianapolis, Hancock County, and the surrounding area. And Natalie is here to talk to us about the speed camera pilot programs on I-70 and I-465. We're really going to get into the ClearPath construction project here on the northeast side. Natalie, it's great to have you. I read a story. We have numbers out there that say in this new enforcement zone on the northeast side that it's official that warnings for speeders are officially being written and mailed. Before we get to that, can you tell us about the speed camera pilot program? What's going on I-70 at Hancock County and 465 on the northeast side?
Yeah, so Safe Zones is Indiana's worksite speed control pilot program. It's a 5-year pilot that was enacted in the 2023 legislative session. So the program uses radar technology to monitor speeds through work zones. And, the goal of the program is to slow drivers down, reduce crashes, and overall save lives.
Okay, so the goal is to reduce speed in these highly traveled construction zones, therefore limiting crashes and saving lives. Consequently, in January, 28,000 warning citations were issued to people speeding in the ClearPath construction project on the northeast side. Does that number sound about right to you, Natalie?
Yes, right around 28,000 courtesy notices were sent in the month of January, and that was in the ClearPath zone on the northeast side.
Okay, and these are not tickets, right? These are just warnings for people going 11 miles per hour over the posted speed limit, correct?
Correct. These are just courtesy notices, letting people know that, they were observed traveling 11 miles per hour or more over the posted 45 mile per hour speed limit there in ClearPath. We are still in the pre-enforcement period of the program. We'll look to move to actual enforcement with warnings and fines involved later this spring.
Was 28,000, it's hard to gauge because what do we have to compare it to? But is 28,000, does that seem like about the number INDOT expected for this construction zone, or do you feel like that's a little high or low, or what do we come in with that number?
With it being a new program in the state, I don't know if we had exact expectations. We know that speeding is a concern or an issue in work zones across the state. So I don't know that it was a surprise. There are around 100,000 vehicles that travel through that interchange, I-69 and I-465, daily. So, that's a number to keep in mind as well.
Are these cameras working as far as your feedback goes? I mean, are people limiting their speeds when they see the posted signs saying, hey, speed camera zone?
Some of our data from the I-70 zone out in Hancock County, which is no longer active with safe zones. It was active from last August to November, December timeframe last year, that drivers were slowing down even just with the presence of the permanent signage that's in place in these work zones.
Natalie, I want to go to that real quick because I hear a lot of feedback that says once these cameras are active, they're not going to ever be turned off or taken away. But you're saying that these cameras are no longer live on I-70 in Hancock County right now.
Correct. They were discontinued in that zone late December, if I'm remembering correctly, and that's when we moved to ClearPath in January.
And when you say ClearPath, this is the redesign of the 465 I-69 interchange on the northeast side. That's where the cameras are live right now.
Yes, that's where they are live. They're deployed currently, yes.
Okay. And we know that it's 11 miles per hour. That's when you get fined. Earlier, you talked about a pre-enforcement phase. And, yeah, these weren't fines that were issued to speeders on the northeast side. They were just citations. Can you tell us about the pre-enforcement phase?
Yes, so pre-enforcement began back in, I believe it was mid-January. That was a minimum of 30 days of pre-enforcement. That is being extended through later this spring. We don't have an official date identified just yet to move to enforcement, but NDOT will send public notification prior to moving to enforcement. So the courtesy notice, we're sending that as a courtesy to drivers to bring awareness to the program and let them know that they were observed traveling 11 miles per hour or more over that posted speed limit.
Did I read in one of the press releases from ClearPath that the pre-enforcement phase is expected to end sometime in the spring?
Yes, sometime in the spring. We don't yet have an exact date, but we will share that once we have it.
Of course. Natalie Garrett, Communications Director for NDOT here in the state of Indiana, and always appreciate your time, Natalie. Anything you'd like to add before we take off here?
We do have a website that has all of the information about safe zones, how it works, where cameras are currently deployed. That's safezonesin.com. There's also some FAQs on there, to help people learn more, answer any questions they may have about safe zones.
Fantastic. What's that URL again, Natalie?
safezonesin.com.
And if I want to sign up for the NDOT East, which is interstates for Indianapolis, Hancock County, etc., if I want to sign up for that mailing list, how do I do that?
That is alerts.ndot.in.gov.
Natalie, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for chatting with me, and safe travels out there at the zoo.
Of course, same to you.
Safe travels indeed. We have the stream up. The cameras aren't on today, unfortunately. Yes, I know. But we have the stream still up on the YouTube, so we can have the live chat going. And one of the comments, she said, it would be easier to drive on 465 if you didn't have to dodge potholes at high speeds. Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's got a point there, Valerie.
I do too.
Thank you, Matt Bear.
Thank you, Matt. We'll see you later. Have
Stay
a great
safe
week
with that
ahead. You'll hear
construction.
him to start your day tomorrow morning doing traffic. There's nobody better. It is 12:14, and we're going to take a break. You're listening to The First Day. Thanks for being here on 93 WIBC.
Another update is just minutes away.
As if the U.S. cut off military aid with Ukraine trying to end that war with Russia.
Hear the news.
To get down a framework for a peace agreement.
President Trump's put on whole tariffs he imposed on imports from Canada and Mexico.
On the level.
28,000 warnings were issued in January.
On the go.
Speed cameras along I-465. Check the mail. You might have gotten a warning.
Drivers were slowing down.
Cuts to essential jobs at the VA.
I'm not convinced that that's happening.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hey guys, let's talk about feeling your best. If you don't feel that same energy, strength, you're moody, or it seems you've lost your drive with your partner, it could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. Getting tested is fast and easy. They're not all the same. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Learn about personalized therapy at a Low T Center near you. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's Terri Stacy. You know, so many new homes these days, to me, look exactly alike. But Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, they do it differently. They build really cool homes, truly custom homes. And they've been doing that across central Indiana for over 18 years. Great family. So when Tom and Sarah Joyner were looking for their first move-up home, only choice in their budget were older homes, and they loved them. But ideally, they wanted one with today's updated finishes. And when they couldn't find their dream home, they believed that a home could be built that had that character and quality and reasonably priced. And that was the start of the concept behind Joyner Homes. The process of building a new home, it really can be exciting, even cool and fun with Joyner Homes. They have a full in-house team, includes architectural and design specialists. They'll build you a truly unique home on your own lot. A home with character-rich features, exposed wood beams, stone fireplaces, and smart design through energy efficiency and livability at a reasonable price. I think you're going to love this team of custom builders at Joyner Homes. At Joyner Homes, you can see a lot of photos and pricing and floor plans to inspire you. Joyner Homes. Go to joynerhomes.com.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
It's 12:19. A mentioned there was an interesting study on what God looks like, and a group of psychologists suggests they might have the answer, although we really don't know. But this is all based on research at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And this final image, what they did was they asked about 600 American Christians what they think God looks like, and they were able to create a composite mugshot from all the responses. And the final image shows a white male, young and clean cut, and when it comes to his expression, the Mona Lisa smile kind of comes to mind, not overly big. And this is kind of just interesting because when they broke it down into demographics, who thought what, those images of God, they found that liberals and conservatives had very different views of what God looked like. Liberals imagined God as more feminine, younger, and more loving, which is the picture that we saw earlier, which we thought looked like, who'd you think likes a serial killer?
Oh, that was the Ted Bundy
That
look.
was this is the one that they did. It looks very much like Ted Bundy. So that's what the liberals thought. And then conservatives imagined a white man who was more powerful, and said the researchers. So it also revealed people tend to believe in God, in a God that looks like them. So that's when it was broken down among just this very small group of people. Probably sounds like mostly white because we all envisioned him white, right? As a white person, white people maybe envision God.
But are
as
there not
white.
black Santas?
But it doesn't look like,
Yeah,
well, right.
exactly.
So we're wondering who these people were that they researched. But men and women believed in an equally masculine-looking God. A masculine-looking God. So it's just an interesting survey, and to see the pictures, you can Google it and see for yourself what they came up with. It is 12:21, and daylight saving time. Yes, it is that day. Time has changed.
You just have to keep bringing that up.
But it's also Barbie's birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Barbie.
And on the phone with us is a huge Barbie fan. Her name is Lynn. Lynn, may we call you by your last name as well?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
This is John Herrick's mom.
And John Herrick is the news director. Lynn, you have a wonderful son.
Lynn is such a cool lady. And Lynn, in regards to Barbie, John says that you've got a whole room, a Barbie room. Is this correct?
Okay, I do. It is the truth. It is, but it is not well organized or anything. And it is just, I had a bit of an obsession for a while. I still do, but I think my favorite thing that I really have is my Barbie Christmas tree.
A Barbie Christmas
tree? An actual Christmas tree, or like a Barbie-sized Christmas tree?
No, it's an actual Christmas tree. Oh. And the Barbie room, I'm not that, okay, to say I'm not that proud of, here's the deal. Okay. It's not totally a hoarderish thing, but do you know what I'm saying? It's like wall to wall, yes, but the Barbie tree is very organized and beautiful and happened by accident. And she does stay up all year round.
It's a hobby of yours, perhaps. Does this go back to childhood, or did you become a fan of Barbie as you got older and Barbies became more of a collector thing?
No, I was a giant fan from the beginning, and I think it's just because, when I was a little girl, Barbie was the girl that could be anything. She could be something different every day, right?
Yeah, right.
Which kind of suits my personality because I'm still, I'm a little bit of an age, and I still am trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up, right? So, and I know there's people that think I am moderately successful at what I do, and I am, and I love what I do. But I still just love the thought that, one day I could wake up and I could play the harp. I could be a harpist just because I would love to play the harp. But we weren't a family of a lot of income, let's say, and so I was able to have one Barbie. I never was able to have a Ken. I didn't get that far. And my mom made the bulk of the clothes for our dolls and things like that, right?
Sure, absolutely. I relate to that very well. Absolutely. I would even make clothes out of toilet paper.
Right,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
exactly.
newspaper and
everything. Now they do that at wedding showers. They make, that silly game with the bride dresses.
Right,
anyway, when I had means and money of my own and things, and then I had boys. I had 2 boys, and that's awesome. That's awesome, and they're awesome, and I feel very blessed to be the mother of sons. But you know what? I don't know. Somehow I was just like, okay, I'm going to collect
Sure.
Barbies. I bought that first one, that Christmas, that holiday Barbie, you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
bought that. That's where it really started. And then this lady that decorated my home for Christmas came over, and I came home and she did the tree, and that Barbie was in the center of the tree.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, wow, here we go. So that's what happened, and it's beautiful, and it stays up all year round. And it just, you know, if I've had a rough day, I, you know, might pour a glass of my favorite rosé and go sit in the Barbie room and turn on all the Christmas music and the lights.
Love it. How many Barbies do you think you have?
Oh dear. I don't have a clue. And honestly, Terry, if you want to know the truth, y'all know my husband, and he comes in there sometimes and talks to some of those people on air, and I don't want to give him a number.
Well, then we just won't. That is your Barbie room. And today you really celebrate now because today's Barbie's birthday. So to really celebrate with Barbie and have a glass of wine and sit in your Barbie room and turn on the tree and the Christmas music, and it should be glorious.
There's another collection of your Barbie dolls that I've heard of. And with the Big Ten coming up and celebrating all the colleges that are going to be competing, I hear that you have a collection of some college Barbies.
Oh!
Okay, you know what? I do. And that, listen, I can't believe he even knows that. Because that is like, it's like they are stacked on top of each other against a wall or something. I mean, you can see them. Like, it's kind of like if you imagine like your room is papered in stacks of Barbie dolls. That's what it's like. Okay. So now, this is like admitting on air that
It's all
you're
right.
one step from crazy. But
No,
anyway.
it's okay.
I guess they're cheerleaders?
Oh, that's why
Yeah.
John knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
did you ever get your can?
Oh, you know what? I did.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
I did. And you know what I would still love to do, and I have never done, is I would love to go back and purchase, you know, like an original. I have looked once in a while for vintage things, like the original Barbie, you know, and the original Ken with that crazy, I don't know, it's like fuzzy hair. You know what I mean?
It was
Yeah.
exactly that. Fuzzy hair.
I'm under control now. I'm good. I think my, you know, I mean, I do still buy holiday Barbie every year. Yes, I do still do that. And I might have been gifted a Barbie Pez for Christmas. So, you know.
Well, Lynn, you always make me laugh when we talk. Listen, it's great to have you with us. Celebrate Barbie today, okay?
I will, and I thank you for making me aware. I thought, why in the world does anybody want to talk about that? And then I was like, oh, here we go. There's always a reason with you guys. You guys are so on top of it, and
Right.
I'm just living in my dance world over here. You know what I mean? So
It's a lot.
What a good world to be in.
It is a good world to be in. Hey, Lynn,
It
thanks
is.
thanks for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate it.
absolutely, you guys have a great day too.
You too.
All right, thanks. Bye.
It's 12:27. Terri Stacy along with Denny Smith and Kylan Talley.
So fun.
We've got guests
That
coming
was
into the
fun.
studio. She's cool. I just love talking to. That's Lynn Herrick, by the way. Again, that is John Herrick, our news director. That's his mom, who's the Barbie collector. And yes, John apparently does know a lot about what's going on in that room, in that Barbie room.
Wow.
We've got guests coming up here in the next half hour. And I also want to mention, we talked a little bit about this yesterday on the Home and Garden Show. Scientists have created a woolly mouse. And I think this is just an interesting story. The scientists at a Dallas-based biotech company have unveiled a genetically engineered woolly mouse that they hope is a step forward, eventually bringing back the woolly mammoth.
I didn't get that. I heard that story last night also, and they were just bragging about the difference in the hair, that it really was a woolly mouse, like a sheep-type mouse. You know?
It is a beautiful little creature. Again, just another step, because I know there's a lot of you in your day, if you think about, wow, if only we had the woolly mammoth back.
Oh, God.
So
Terry.
they're doing it. They're creating it, and we've one step closer now that we have found the woolly mouse.
You know what I blame this on?
Uh-uh.
Daylight saving time.
It's 12:29. News is next.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small four-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace through strength.
If you drink vodka and haven't tried Barkeep vodka yet, you're missing out. It's the cleanest vodka ever, smoothest vodka I've ever had, and a much better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas.
Switch to Barkeep because it's made in Indy and distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. These guys are all about local, and they truly have made a better product. We've had it. It's awesome. Pick up a bottle at Indiana grocery stores, liquor stores, or visit barkeepvodka.com for a list of locations.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-518-9137. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start. For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137.
Fox News, I'm Paul Stevens. President Trump saying he's pushing ahead with tariffs despite inflation fears.
This country has been ripped off from every nation in the world, every company outside in the world. We've been ripped off at levels never seen before, and all we're going to do is get it back. We're going to get a lot of it back.
The president on Fox's Sunday Morning Future. Some Democrats not happy with their fellow party members' conduct during President Trump's address to Congress last Tuesday.
The story should have been on President Trump. You know, he's talking about a balanced budget. The House Republican budget actually is adding $2.8 trillion to the deficit. We should have been talking about the Medicaid cuts. Instead, we're talking about our own behavior, and that's a distraction from us getting out our economic message.
California Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna on Fox News Sunday. America's listening to Fox News.
Welcome back to the first day on 93 WIBC. Terri Stacy along with Denny Smith, Kylan Talley.
Women's History Month.
It is.
Oh my gosh. And the best person to help celebrate is Samson Livingston, one of our favorite historians of Walk and Talk Indy. Through the number 2 eyes is where you can find him, through 2eyes.com. Samson, let's start it out.
Let's go. I'm excited to be in company of great ladies here today at the station. And so I just try to tell a little bit of the stories in the history that could get overlooked. And then, of course, like a lot of telling stories comes from listening to stories. So I listen a lot, and then I'm ready to share.
Where do you start, though, when we talk about women's history?
So
it was the
many
same
ways
when we
to
talked
go.
about Black History Month. I mean, where do you start?
Okay, so one story, I guess. Well, in 2018, I made all these videos that were talking about Indiana's Black history in February, and everybody loved them. And people were like, "Are you gonna do them for Women's History Month?" And I was like, "Yeah, if y'all liking them, I'll do it forever. I like doing this." And so I did a simple search, famous women from Indianapolis that I didn't know about. That's my favorite thing about the history projects, things I didn't know. And I found about this lady named Grace Julian Clark.
Okay.
And she grew up in Irvington, and she really helped fight for women's rights to vote here in Indiana, part of the women's suffrage movement. And so I did this video on her in Irvington, loved it. They shared that video. This is when I was just making stuff, no microphone, just yelling at my iPhone. if it was windy or rainy, we couldn't record, like, because
You didn't have the equipment.
you can't hear. And so I put all this video together talking about Grace Julian Clark and her ties to Irvington, and people loved it. And Irvington was the second place that I ever did a walking history tour. And the more and more I've done that story, the more I've realized, like, just the true influence of the women of Irvington in shaping that community.
I think that's interesting because I didn't know that. I mean, I really didn't know who was a part of creating Irvington. Irvington was a suburb.
Yes.
You know, it really was such a suburb then. And now it's really just, I think, the far east side or the east side of downtown Indianapolis. It has grown so much out that way.
It's really been engulfed by, Indianapolis. But with Butler being there, that's going to be Butler's second location. They're there from 1875 to 1928. The first black graduate from Butler is a woman named by Gertrude Mahorny. 1887. She graduated from Butler.
Wow.
In Irvington on the east side.
Wow. What was her? What did she do?
Teaching. She went to teaching in like Rockville, Indiana, south on the western part of the state. And then you're going to have like Sigma Gamma Rho. That was founded there. That's the only black sorority ever founded on a predominantly white campus, founded here in Indianapolis in Irvington. They just had a 100-year celebration not too long ago. You're also going to have the Girl Scouts, Marion County Girl Scouts, started in Irvington.
I didn't know that.
Troop 1. Marion County Troop 1, Irvington. And there's so many different ladies moving and shaking throughout there that have so much influence on their history. So, Madge Oberholzer, who helped stop the Klan's growth here in Indiana. The Klan was in Irvington. There was a situation where the leader of the Klan had kidnapped her and did some really unspeakable crimes to this lady, and a lot of people were very scared of the Klan, right? It's like they had influence, they had power, but she's like, I'm gonna go testify against this man. I'm not about to just get quiet. And her exposure of him and the Klan, it put a negative light on Indiana because it just showed kind of what was going on, but at the same time it kind of put an end to that movement here.
And what was this woman's name?
Madge Oberholzer.
Madge Oberholzer.
Yes, it's like O-B-E-R. I want to say H-O-L-Z-E-R.
Are there any tributes to these women that have made such a mark?
Question.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, especially at the Irvington Historical Society. That's where my tours will start. And at the Irvington Library, we're going to be doing some tours to help celebrate and highlight some of these women that are there. And it's cool that the more and more I walk through Irvington, I really started to realize wow, this city is kind of really shaped by the women that were here. And I think it's because of with Butler being there was an access to education. And we know when you give people access to education, it's amazing the things that they are inspired to do when they know more and they're willing to do more. And so with Butler being a place for Grace Julian Clark, I heard agree. We talk about Gertrude Mahorny. We talk about the black women who helped found Sigma Gamma Rho. So Butler being there is going to be a huge catalyst for these women being so outspoken in a way.
I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg with women's history here in Indianapolis, especially in the Irvington community. And you mentioned that you'll be doing some walk-in talks at the Irvington Library. When can people catch those?
So March 15th, March 19th, and March 29th. Now the times kind of vary through there, but we can post those somewhere. Yeah, so we'll get you on the weekend, then try to get you on a weekday if that works for you. But we're talking about a lot of women's history. Those are free through the library too. So the library is helping cover those.
Best way to go and keep up with the information, especially as new walk-in talks are posted. Follow them on social media. That's a big one. You stay very active there.
Yes, I'm always out there. So that's I think that's a great place to kind of follow and see what I'm doing.
Again, those dates of those walk-in talks at the Irvington Public Library are March 15th, 19th, and 29th. Attend.indypl, that's Indy Public Library, indypl.org to join the wait list for those. And again, Samson, your website, through2eyes.com to see what else he's doing. Thank you, Samson.
Thank you, Samson. I forgot to turn my mic on. Thank you so much. It is 12:38. You want to take a break now, Kylie?
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
I'm
We've
very
got
excited
some
for our
very
food
special
news.
guests in studio with us for Food News. Thanks for joining us here on First Day, 93 WIBC.
No matter where you head on your commute, Matt Bear is there. Paris.
Les Champs-Élysées sont un véritable parking ce matin.
Warsaw.
W drodze do pracy wyjdź trochę wcześniej.
Or Brazil.
Temos bisbilhotice no Rio de Janeiro. Não haja como turista.
Matt, these are all cities in Indiana.
Oh, that makes my job easier.
Making your commute easier.
That Bear Traffic. Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our Rhino Shield has been on for 8 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Together, we can provide 1 billion meals by 2030 because everyone should be welcome at the table. Learn more at nourishingneighbors.com.
For those fortunate enough to help the person who has always been their hero, find the care guides you need to help at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Here you go. This is Martha the cleaning lady. Oh, how I loved that commercial.
I don't know if it was because of I Use Win or what, but Terri was just reciting the lyrics. She was just reciting the anthem.
Martha came to mind. Martha, the cleaning lady who we used to watch. Again, congratulations to IU beating the Ohio State yesterday. Big deal as we get set now for the Big Ten tournament that is happening here in Indianapolis, the 12th through the 16th at Gainbridge. And then today, of course, the ladies at Gainbridge, USC versus UCLA. And it has been fun to watch all of you here, all of the fans. That game gets underway at about 4:30. But Martha, the cleaning lady, we have guests in studio. Introduce, please, Kylan.
Well, we've got Chris Patrick, and then Chris Patrick and Andrea Simpson. Formerly, you guys were with us for Food News as Lauren's AF Beverages, but you guys are here under a different name now.
Same girl's new name.
Same girl's new name. New name is?
Orangely. We rebranded in October, and it's gone very well.
Would you spell it? Orange?
O-R-A-N-G-E-L-Y. Rangily. So people have sort of been struggling with the pronunciation. Well, to back up, we needed to come up with something unique for trademark. And again, there's not a lot of meaning to it except that it's fun, fresh.
Okay.
Like I said, people have sort of been stressing about the pronunciation, and there are no wrong answers. But we like to say
Orangally is okay.
It's okay. So we say smush, orange, and happily together. So Orangely.
That's cool. I really do like that too. They are in studio, and we have our streaming happening right now.
Yep, we sure do. We have the
Kylie got
cameras
it up.
on.
Yep, she got it up and running, so you can see the ladies. And to tie this all together, I was making these beautiful ladies listen to Martha, and you said.
Oh, we had a connection.
You got a connection to Martha.
Yes, very familiar. Well, you were concerned that maybe we didn't know who Martha is.
Because they're young.
The legend. Thank you for the compliment, but we most certainly did. Big IU fans, IU family, but right now, one of our relatives, or my dad's cousin, has been acting as Martha at the last couple IU games with the full costume, the kerchief, the mop, and she's been singing on court.
And she sings, and is she in that opera kind of tone as a form as
so
well?
Alyssa, if you're listening, we admire what you're doing, but it's been pretty cool to have that family connection.
Oh my gosh, I love that story. I really do. She's now the new Martha, the cleaning lady for this time. It's pretty cool. All right, Kylan, I'm sorry. You wanted to take over. Go ahead. I mean, it's your turn. And Denny, you're there too.
I'm here too.
I'm so thankful that you guys are here in studio with us. Let's preface this. They just opened their third location yesterday.
Yes.
Isn't that awesome?
This is big time stuff. First store, that's a big thing. Second store, you're really getting gutsy. Third store, you're a success.
You had your first two locations in Carmel, and then this one is now in Sobro, South Broad Ripple. Tell us about how the grand opening went yesterday.
Well, yes, it's a pretty sweet location, and that's what we heard over and over again yesterday. What a wonderful location. So we are on 54th Street at the Monon.
Oh
my gosh.
Right on the trail.
Right on the trail.
You're going to get summertime traffic, fall
dogs,
traffic.
Walkers.
This is great.
I mean, the sun was out. Yeah. Everybody was out. It was so awesome.
Strollers.
Yeah.
Would it be too personal a question for me to ask you what it's like to, because you're leasing a building, I'm sure, in Broad Ripple. How does it compare to leasing in other places that you are in other locations? The lease wise.
Well, the direction we've gone is we work all with independent property management companies.
Okay. That's a smart
And what's
move.
been fantastic about that is just the flexibility of getting to decide our own hours and not kind of working within strict parameters of what the space needs to look like or what. Again, I would use the word flexibility.
I was asking just because I have friends that are trying to open up new businesses in different parts of the city, and they talk about the lease and how high it is to lease just about in every part of town now. It just costs a lot of money.
It's hard. It is
to start
hard.
a new business or to start a business that you have and putting it in a different location.
Well, we always say kind of part of our entrepreneur stories is finding our first place was hard because we, at the time, very naive, thinking it wasn't much different than leasing an apartment where you apply, right? And
just a little bit different.
Right. We're like, okay, well, here's the check. And we didn't understand at the time that there was this whole vetting, we had to prove to them that we would be worthy tenants and that we would be profitable. And so I remember that beginning, we were just, they would kept this, again, looking at potential places. They wanted to see data. They wanted to see articles proving that this was indeed a movement that's alcohol free, that there were actually people out there who would potentially want to shop our stores.
Boy, they're everywhere. Those customers. Danny?
That vetting process is real. I got turned down when I opened my investment company, and we went in and we got rejected from two different people. And you think, what the hell? I want to rent this place. You need to be. What? Didn't that mean I needed the DNA, test and everything? No.
Yeah.
So it's for real. So
it is.
But good for you.
And being the first alcohol-free store in Central Indiana, just convincing people what we were doing, and they're like,
alcohol that doesn't have alcohol?
You guys are crazy.
Oh, that's so
we got
funny.
there.
What's the matter with you girls?
What is this?
It's, everything you've brought us so far is so good.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Oh, we
Denny
got fun
is a
stuff
frequent visitor
Yeah,
of
you
your
know,
store.
I'm
I
a
will
fan,
say.
and my favorite, and I still don't know what the name of it is. It's just I asked for the silver can with a Black Widow on it, and they know exactly what I'm.
Spider cider.
Spider cider,
Original
and it is
cider.
so good. But you brought 3 new ones in here, and the stores are really sort of cute. If you haven't been to the stores, they're
Thank
about
you.
600-700 square feet, and everything's on display. You tell them what you like, they go in the back room, they box it up, give it to you, and it's very, 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 very sleek and,
Yeah.
and straightforward.
I love what you're doing. I do, and I love what you brought us. So let's everybody start with our mimosa.
Okay,
Right.
this is a mimosa. Okay.
Explain what we're having.
This is Blind Tiger, which is a women-owned company. And this is a ready-to-go, ready-to-drink mimosa out of the can.
It's so good.
So we love canned beverages. That's a big part of our sales.
Why do you like the canned beverages?
Canned beverages are good for Indiana. You got to have cans to go to the track. You got to have cans
Oh,
to go
I
to
see
the
where you're
pool.
going.
I mean, we're getting into warmer weather,
Yeah.
you know, and just logistics of summertime.
All
When
right,
this stuff
so
come out.
a toast is in order.
A toast is in order.
Here's to Orangely.
Here's to Orangely.
A woman-owned business, 3 store strong.
It's exactly.
Here we go.
Cheers.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, everybody.
Danny, I thought you were going to say 3 stores insanity or something. I was
Oh,
wondering where
that's
that was
got a
going.
nice.
Oh, look at Denny's face.
Here's the thing about it. The flavor gets you,
Yeah,
and you
it's
say,
good.
"Is this got alcohol in it?" No, you don't need the alcohol.
Well, it's
But
got sort
this-
of a brandy.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
Oh, it
interrupt
does.
you.
Sparkling
she's
orange and
based on
lemon.
like a 1920s flapper.
Prohibition era.
Prohibition era concept,
You
but it
can
has like a
see on
bitter
the-
orange. It has like an alcohol-free brandy, so it's not just a regular mimosa. It has some depth and some
Yeah,
snap.
it's good. Sparkling blend of orange and lemon with hints of brandy and bitters. And I love this. This is a good
This really
one.
is good.
So, like Andy
That is
said, the
really
cans
good.
are great. The track, the pool,
Everywhere.
camping, traveling. But what else was also terrific is our tagline has always been "Be a better host." So that anytime you're bringing people together, is to think inclusively, to have something for everyone. But what's so cool about putting these cans in a beverage tub or a cooler is, yes, you can drink it straight out of the can. Or you could, put it over ice, but you could also mix it with a zero-proof spirit. You could mix it with alcohol, or for people who are more mixology inclined, you could craft your own beverage. So we like the flexibility is the
With
word
that
we
being
keep
the
coming
foundation.
back to. With that being the
Yes.
foundation.
It's everybody next. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Next
What's the
one
next one?
is the tall yellow.
Tall yellow.
yellow can.
That's called Mingle
Mingle.
Mocktails.
Mingle mocktails. What's
Now,
this
before
one?
we get to this one, I
Oh.
want to say this weekend was International Women's Day
Yes, it was.
yesterday, which you guys had on your grand opening. And tell us more about this phenomenal day of opening not only on International Women's Day, but then opening with Mingle, too. Tell us about it.
Well, yes, what extraordinary timing to have that grand opening of our third shop on International Women's Day. We partnered with Mingle Mocktails as they were our sponsors. So we had their sales director drove up from Cincinnati and joined us and poured samples all afternoon. And Mingle has always had 6 core flavors, wonderful color combinations. I won't read them all off for you, but they just
this is
added
pineapple
the
that we-
7th one, Pineapple Paloma. They just released it this
so
spring,
good.
and it was sort of the star. It stole the show yesterday. It was the star. That was kind of turned out to be the crowd favorite. But
pineapple.
Mingle too
It will taste
is
of
women
summer.
owned, and it's that flexibility factor that we love. That again, that you're enjoying it right out of the can.
Yeah.
But you could mix it. You could put it in a pretty glassware and add some garnishes. But we love Mingle brand.
Pineapple Paloma is dove in Spanish. So a pineapple
really?
dove. Uh-huh. A
Pineapple
Paloma is
dove.
also a tequila drink that a lot of people go with, but this is every bit as good
I love
without
it.
the tequila.
Well, if I
love
could go on a little bit longer
Oh.
about Mingle. So again, one of our core values being inclusion, thinking about everyone. Mingle checks a lot of boxes. So vegan, gluten-free, certified kosher.
Wait a minute. It tastes good.
And certified kosher.
Gluten-free,
Wow, all
kosher,
the things.
mixer, mingle,
0.0
alcohol-free.
alcohol. So
Clean
it checks a lot of
ingredients.
boxes
Yeah.
in terms
It does.
of
And just
everyone
delicious.
being able to enjoy it.
This is
Yeah.
important. At the very end, it says no mind-altering additives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No alcohol.
This is
Alcohol
really
free.
cool.
And it is fantastic. Okay. All right. Kylan,
Go-
you
going to
haven't
the third
said a
one?
word. Is it good? You love it?
Yes, I love pineapple.
I
This
do
is
too.
my go-to summer drink
I would
now.
say that would be my go-to summer drink. too.
Poolside.
Wow.
The next one we're opening a beautiful white can. How do we pronounce that?
Toast.
Oh, it's pronounced toast. Toast. And please describe what we have here.
This is a sparkling tea. Now, it kind of markets itself as wine, but truly it's tea. And we call this one, our nickname is the crowd pleaser.
Oh, no.
It's a crowd pleaser.
It's a crowd pleaser. Wait.
So we typically, the cans are a recent addition. Typically we sell in 750 milliliter bottles. And where we sell a ton is just even the holidays. As again, something to add to the mix of, bringing family together. And this is something that everyone enjoys and really all ages. It's tea.
It's fantastic. Again, you've never brought us anything that disappoints. Sparkling white tea, cranberry, and ginger. Non-alcoholic, and it is yummy.
It is very good. All three are very
one.
unique.
The packaging, we're very selective. We like pretty packaging. That's a big deal. We want the packaging again to not necessarily scream non-alcoholic. We want it to fit in. We want it to look cool.
Right. We also want it to be sophisticated and beautiful and interesting. So there's this element of social camouflage that everybody's got a drink in their hand. Who's drinking alcohol? Who's not? Nobody knows, and it's nobody's business. We're all having a good time.
Who's coming to see you? Who comes in? Are your customers? Are they all ages? Are they primarily females, males?
We get a lot of women. We do, but it really is. People come in and they say, "I'm on medication. I'm trying to start a family. I've got a wellness goal. I'm doing 75 hard."
Andy, that's the point.
Everybody.
Every time I go in, I said, "Who's the clientele?" He goes, "I think this was your husband, Chris," and he said, "Everybody's got a story, and they want to share the story when they're coming in to buy it." But it is just wonderful stuff. And for those of you who think that this is all female gene stuff, no, this is really good drinking, guys. This really is. It's very special.
It's for everybody.
With this last minute, we only have 1 minute left. In the YouTube comments, someone had commented that they enjoy your email newsletter. How can people sign up for that?
That's so cool.
Kristen makes the most amazing email. It comes out about twice bi-weekly. It's just got little bits of things that are going on, and she's amazing. It's an easy, quick read, and it's just fun stuff.
So orangily.com. To our website, ORANGILY.com. That's where people can subscribe to our newsletter.
So Chris and Andy are sisters, for those of you who are asking. Yes. And the thing about family businesses is there's no filters. But these two genuinely like each other. That's what's so much fun. But
you
remember,
family
business, no filters. You get to say anything you want.
But you'd think they were just the best of friends.
That's right. Well, thanks for bringing the stuff in.
Thank you so much.
We have toast, we have mingle, and then we also have the cider mimosa.
Blind tiger.
Blind cider
So
mimosa.
good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Everybody come out and see them. And congratulations on your third location.
Orangely.
Good for you. Yay, Orangely. All right, everybody, have a great day ahead. Thanks for joining us this morning on the first day. We'll talk to you next week.
When you're running a small business, every dollar counts. And there's lots of ways you could try saving money, like, say, subletting half your office to an exotic pet shop, or downsizing your fleet of catering trucks to a fleet of catering scooters. Or you could try a smarter way to save. Switch to Comcast Business Mobile. It could save you up to 70% on business wireless compared to AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. And save you the hassle of having a parrot as your desk mate. So don't compromise your business to save money. Keep it growing with Comcast Business Mobile. An incredible value and smarter way to save. Comcast Business Mobile, powering smarter savings, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Compares weighted average of providers based on optimized pricing. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduced speeds after data usage included with plan. Savings may vary.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coating and their transformation, like your neighbor Mike.
Well, the local company that we used first was highly recommended by people in our neighborhood. We did not know until after it didn't work on our floor. It just healed up like a cheap suit. And so my wife says, we got to do something. And so she started looking around on the internet and she found Galaxy.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
We got Galaxy out here. They got here at about 8 o'clock in the morning and they finished up at 6 o'clock that night. Other than having a beautiful garage floor, you couldn't tell they were here. Just did a wonderful job on it.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings works for any area like patios, garage floors, driveways, and around pools.
Still looks fantastic, and anybody that visits our house, that's all they want to talk about. I mean, they just can't believe how nice the garage floor looks.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook, GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. We are out of this world.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
Plumbing problems stink. The LD Smith Crew can handle anything. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty stinking.
New deal. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. Israel says it's accepted terms to work on negotiations that would continue a ceasefire deal in the Middle East. Fox's Alex Hogan in Tel Aviv.
U.S. officials will reportedly join those negotiations in Doha this week. It comes as Hamas says they are ready to continue negotiations for a second stage in this ceasefire. Israel says it supports a plan brought forward by the U.S. that would call on Hamas to hand over half of the 59 hostages now and the other half when a permanent ceasefire is reached. Hamas has said that it would instead stick with the agreement signed in January, although President Trump gave what he called a final warning, posting online on Thursday, quote, release all of the hostages now, not later, and immediately return all of the dead bodies of people you murdered, or it is over for you.
Israel recently cut off the flow of supplies moving into Gaza as it pressed Hamas to agree to a deal that would release hostages and extend the first phase of that ceasefire. Pope Francis' prognosis is still guarded even as he improves a bit.
The Vatican says Pope Francis is responding well to therapy for double pneumonia and is showing gradual improvements. Doctors say he remains stable with no fever and good oxygen levels. This is the first time doctors have reported the pontiff doing well with treatment after being admitted to the hospital February 14th.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. Pope Francis has been relying on high-flow supplemental oxygen during the day to help his breathing, and he uses a non-invasive mechanical ventilation mask at night. The Secret Service shot an armed man near the White House early this morning. The man, reportedly from Indiana, was confronted by agents about a block from the White House. Agents say he pulled a firearm, forcing them to open fire. The man hospitalized, said to be in critical shape. No agents injured. President Trump is not at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What could happen then? I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending this hour. Indiana's warming up throughout the work week, but heading into the weekend, expect not only high wind gusts, but...
Yeah, a lot of rain with that, thunderstorms.
possibly some severe storms, especially the further west you go in central Indiana.
Michael Koch with the National Weather Service says expect this to happen in central Indiana, mainly Friday night heading into Saturday. A person was stabbed and killed on Indy's northeast side. It happened late Saturday on Shady View Drive near Shadeland Avenue. Authorities say the person died just after medical help arrived. Give the department a call if you have any info. The Indiana Hoosier men's basketball team closed out their regular season with a win on Saturday, but it was how they did that was extra special for one player. John Herrick reports.
Trey Galloway played in his 139th career game for Indiana, and with his team up just 2 with less than 2 minutes to go, he hit a 3 that brought the crowd at Assembly Hall to its feet. Galloway says it all started with some slight panic over the shot clock.
I thought it might have been a clock malfunction or something. That's why I was trying to get the ref's attention. So we knew we had to go, and then we just kind of called for a high ball screen, and the play kind of broke down, and then trusted my shot, and it went in.
Galloway finished with 16 points and 6 assists. Next up for IU is the Big Ten tournament this week. Reporting from Assembly Hall in Bloomington, John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $2.87 a gallon of gas today, says AAA, and the cheapest gas is in Lugatti at $2.31. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Tonight, mostly clear skies remain. Low temperatures in the mid-30s. For tomorrow, sunny